Flippin' Fantastic Podcast episode 25. I'm Alicia the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 official. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend.
4th of July, holiday weekend.
Yep.
We're in the
It's not.
midst of it and I'm exhausted. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, for different reasons, but yes. I'm just mentally exhausted. I know you have a lot of family up, right? So you're physically.
Yes, there's so many of us right now. It's fun, like, don't get me wrong, it's fun.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I find myself, like, ready to go to bed when I get home, ready to recharge my social battery
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah. I
And
get
stay up pretty late.
it's fun while it goes on, and then it's like I need a quiet space for me. Leave me alone.
And for
I'm
me,
gonna
that's
read a
my
book or
house.
watch TV. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I prefer my house, but if I was somewhere else, I'll go hide.
Ooh, excuse me. Well, I figured here at the beginning we could go through all the comments from last episode where we had the nerdy picker on as a guest. Grams and Pops Vintage said, "Liz, I had no idea you were on here today. You made my Friday." Matt says, or ABC Matt says, "Another special guest. Good show, ladies." Then the nerdy picker commented. She said, "I feel so special. Love y'all. It was fun." Yes, we had a great time. That was
Yeah, it was
fun.
awesome. Yep,
That was good.
it was awesome.
Uh, my friend, fake nickname 3046 said, excellent episode. I don't know if he actually watched it, but he comments on each one of them. And then Brian
Thank you,
said, "Hey,
fake
it's Nerdy Picker."
nickname.
Yeah. And Brian says, "Hey, it's Nerdy Picker. She's cool." And that was it. And we are now sitting at
Thanks.
117
Thanks for
subscribers.
watching. And while we're talking
Yes.
about that, before I forget, you can listen to us now wherever you get your podcast. So you don't have to come to YouTube.
Woo!
We are on all the platforms. We are on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, um, a
No,
few
it's
other
on
Google,
it.
a few others. Pocket Cast, because that's what I used to listen on my phone to podcasts. So yeah, so you can get yours. You can get your Flippin' Friday fix wherever you are. It looks like I have
Sweet.
something here, but I just want everybody to know that I have like a scratch or something here. Like I scratched myself.
Uh-oh.
I don't actually have a giant pimple. Not that that's out of the question, even at my age. But I scratched myself and I tried to cover it, but it's kind of. I think I just touched it too much. Now let me touch it some more, make it even more red. Ugh. I'm surprised I don't have one. So the stress I'm under. Ugh. From
I'm not really stressed. I'm just overwhelmed.
people.
And like I said, like
Well,
my
yeah.
social battery is like really
Yeah.
low and I'm just tired. And like
Hmm.
I know here in like a week it's gonna get really quiet all of a sudden. So, but I'm staying
I,
busy. Took my cousins to garage sales with me. They have
yeah,
fun because they're
that's
from
fun.
California. So they
Okay.
come here and they go with me and they find all kinds of clothes and whatnot. And
Hmm.
there's a guy that in a town nearby, he sells like crystals and rocks and stuff. They requested to go there, which is like a
Yeah,
45-minute drive. So I think I'm taking them sometime this week,
that's fun.
stuff like that. So,
I like to go to that kind of place too.
hmm.
And you said he has them cheap. That's awesome because
Yes, he has
there's
them
a
really good.
there's a shop. It's literally right around the corner. Like I can't you can't walk there. It's not sidewalk accessible, unfortunately. But if it was, I could walk there in like, a couple minutes. And it's a my stressed out brain. It's a metaphysical shop, and she has like the most
Hmm.
gorgeous crystals. But it's a store and it's not super cheap. But it's a local business. I like to support it, and she gets like, oh my god, she has like huge beautiful crystals, I get
Hmm.
it.
I've been
But
starting to collect towers more,
that's
and I
so
just
fun.
got one
Yeah.
that it's carved like a skull with like a bird on it, and it actually glows in black light. It's not
Yeah.
quite Uber light, but it looks like Uber light with the pink
Uh-huh.
spots in it that glow.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really fun. I
Yeah.
enjoy collecting nicer pieces, and he
Yeah, so
sells
do
like
I.
depending on the stone, you could get a big tower
Mhm.
for like $20.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I'm like
amazing.
some of them are really good prices. Or like he
Mhm.
knows I bring like my family or my friends over there to shop over there, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, if I'm looking at something and I'm kind of interested, he's like, "Oh, I'll take this much for it instead." Like he'll take money off the sticker price, which is really
Oh
nice.
wow. That's nice. Like he's good to his
Hmm.
his regulars. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't get over
she
there
has
a
great
ton,
resources.
but
She has a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's a little farther away. I'd be up at this place if I had more money and it was like that guy, I'd be over there all the time if because it's right around the corner. I mean, she's got all kinds of stuff in there too, like, candles and lots of different things, but I love the crystals. I have
hmm.
I have a bunch of just random, not polished or cut raw crystals from when I taught because I
Hmm.
taught earth science stuff, and so I
I
just
bet
have
that
like
was fun to incorporate
big
those in that.
big chunks. Yeah, I just have like big chunks of
Hmm.
stuff that I've gotten from people and places and inherited from like the teacher before me over the years. So, and I actually have them on shelf in another room. When I finally get to move my stuff, I'm gonna put some of it,
That'd be
behind me.
nice. That'd be
Yeah,
really nice.
that's fun. You'll have fun with your cousins doing that. That's cool.
Yes. And then my dad's like, "Oh, I'm making ribs. Everyone come over at 4."
Mm,
And it sent
I'll be
pictures
there.
of like the
Just kidding.
grill just full of ribs and like the mini
uh,
fridge full of sodas and beer and all kinds of stuff. So it's always fun. And of course, I
I'll
think
be
a lot
over.
of us are going to go
I'll be
buy
over.
fireworks and
Papa Ink Picker.
go
Just
on
kidding.
over.
I would if I could. Dang. I keep telling my husband I want ribs and he hasn't made them for me yet.
I tried making
Maybe
some and I
tomorrow.
did not do great. They didn't turn out great. They were so really tough.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess there's a
Maybe I
trick.
just
We
didn't
gotta
leave them
figure it
in the
out. That's
oven
what
long enough.
yeah. I guess it's slow. Is it slow and low for them? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I
Just my
did like
guess.
4 hours, I think. And even then it was just I don't know if it was the cut or what, but my dad makes them good.
Yeah.
So,
So
anyways.
actually had a decent uh I had a decent weekend for me of selling. I sold about 7 or 8 things. Um so that was good,
That's good.
as opposed to not selling anything. Now today I have not had a ka-ching, but I haven't listed anything yet, and hopefully I'll get to that. Uh I had to I had to meditate and calm myself down this morning, but I'm okay. So hopefully I'll get some listing done and hopefully it'll pick back up. But I had a pretty good weekend. I sold my highest dollar amount was most of it was well, it was a little more than bread and butter. I'd say, that 10 to 15 bread and butter. Most of it was more than that. I had bought uh, pink Nintendo 3DS at a garage sale
Ooh.
about a month ago for like
Mm-hmm.
$3. I took a chance because it didn't have a cord. It still had the original stylus. Um, it had like marks from it, but I took a chance. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna buy it. It's only $3, and um, well, sometimes people talk about this, like the kind of garage sale you're going to, meaning like who's doing the selling, and this was like younger than me, but not a young couple, super young couple. Like they had kids, but not super little because they were getting rid of a
Mm-hmm.
few things, like a bike. Like somebody was there buying the smaller bicycle and that. And I was like, this isn't just like some, weirdo, you know, that buys junk from somewhere else. Like this was probably their kids. And
Mm-hmm.
if it works, it probably works. And the screen wasn't cracked or anything or scratched. So actually, I priced it a little high because like the 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 prices are all over the place, and I think a lot of them are modded or something because the 3DS is not um it's what do you call it? Region specific. Like you can't play other regions. Like if you get an American version, it's not going to play
Oh, okay.
European
Okay.
stuff, and it's not. And but a lot of them say they do. They play all regions, so they must have done something to them. So this one wasn't. And actually, the
Hmm.
person that bought it asked me if it was modded, and I was like, no. It's just you know, when I went through and checked it, and then I factory reset it, it was like, you know, it was like it had a kid's name on there, you know what I mean, and their little
Mm-hmm.
amiibo or whatever, me
Mm-hmm.
person, and so I was like, I'll try 175, you know, and it sold at 175. So
Wow. For $3.
yeah, so I was excited. For me,
Nice.
that's like pretty good, and that's my big sale of the year. But that was
Uh,
now if I could sell my son's, but he doesn't want to part with it because he still plays stuff on it sometimes.
Speaking of video game consoles, I found one. I found a Game Boy Advance. Well, I went to this sale. There was a citywide, like 10 minutes away. It's a smaller
Hmm.
town that's really close. And I took my cousins with, and I found the map. You had to go like in this bar that was in the middle of the town, find the map, which only had like maybe 8 addresses on it. Went up to
Hmm.
this one sale. It was basically a big like garage, and it's this family, but all their stuff was just everywhere. Like no organization, no
Yeah,
prices. The
right.
lady's like, just make a deal, like just find stuff. And so I look on the table, and there's a Game Boy Advance like zip up case, and I open it, and
Hmm.
there's some games in there. There's some Game Boy Original and Advance games in there. I'm like, oh, do you have the console for these? Because the cord's in there, but the console
Yeah.
isn't, and then the games are in
Uh-huh.
there. And she's like, oh, it's around here somewhere. And like, she had like 3 kids that were older, and she's like, hey, where'd you guys put that Game Boy you were playing with? And the girl's like, I don't know. And then my cousin spots it. It's under the box that like right next to where the case thing was. So it was
Hmm.
there. I didn't even test it. I saw it turns on.
Hmm.
Um, got a pile. I put that. I put a Salad Master that I found. It's one of those like griddles. You plug it in. It doesn't have the original like plug-in part, but it still works. It's like
Okay,
not the
yeah.
original one.
Is that the
Um,
brand that homeschool picker's always looking for?
yes.
Okay.
That and
Okay.
Calphalon and all that. But I got
Yeah.
the Salad Master because I've sold that
She always gets
before.
really excited with Salad Master.
Yes,
Does it
yes.
go for
There
a
you
lot?
can tell. Yes. I've
Hmm.
sold it before maybe a couple times. I think this version I've kind of sold before in the past, but I don't know how it's going to affect the value since it doesn't have the original plugin. But anyways,
Hmm.
I got a pile with that, and then a Tiffany and Company ice bucket, like a
Ooh,
glass ice
fancy.
bucket with the
Oh
box.
yeah.
Still got the sticker on it, all that.
Hmm.
Um, what else did I grabbed some other things. I'm
Somebody's
trying to
wedding gift
remember.
they never used.
Right. Anyways, I made this whole pile and I told the lady like, "Okay, I'm ready like to go. Let me know." And she's like, "What do you think?" And at the time I didn't have the Tiffany and Company ice bucket cuz I was unsure if I wanted to bring it cuz the box was so big. And I was
Yeah.
like, "How about 20 bucks for all this on the table?" And she's like, "Okay." And then, oh, I also got 2 sets of Tupperware, the old ones, salt and pepper shakers. There's some that are like this big, and then some that are like huge
Oh
Tupperware
yeah,
salt and
yeah.
pepper shakers.
Uh-huh.
So I got 2 sets
I
of
have some of
those.
those big ones
Um,
somewhere.
yeah, I've never had the big ones before. I've only had the little ones, and I found them with like the
I don't
little
think I.
carrier they come with, the little tin, and they like go
Oh
in there,
yeah,
and you
you have.
can.
That's good. Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yep,
have the
my
carrier.
mom bought one from me. The other one I sold. Anyways, all that for 20, and she's like, "How about another 8 for the ice bucket?" And I'm like, "I guess I'll take it." It's just like a dish. There's no lid. It's just
Mm-hmm.
glass. Like if it didn't
Yeah.
have the Tiffany and
It's like
Company
a.
box and sticker, I wouldn't know the difference.
Was it supposed to have a lid, or is it like a champagne bucket,
It's like
like
a
champagne
yeah, like a
filler? Yeah.
champagne bucket. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll probably
Saw that for
sell.
28
I
bucks.
mean, it might take a
Another
while, but
sale.
it'll sell. It'll sell.
Yeah. So I saw there's decent comps. It's just the box is really big, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep it in the original box because it's a lot bigger than the champagne bucket itself. So I don't know if it
Yeah.
came with other things. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then another sale we went to is fill a bag for $5. They just had all these tables. I got a TI something something like $80 calculator
Oh
in
yeah.
there. I just picked a bunch of random stuff like, oh, this is cool, this is cool. Threw it all in a bag, $5, and a Flintstones bowling ball for $5, like an old
Ooh,
one,
cool.
and it says Twinkle Toes on it.
Now
I
you
thought that
just
was
missed
cool.
the boat with the TI calculator because I just asked if anybody had one. I bought
I
one
know,
from
I
Gramps
saw
and
that.
Pops
I had just got that
because
like two
my
days ago.
he needs one for school, and I didn't want to forget before school starts, so I was like, let me ask
Hmm.
now. Because I have a couple. I have one that doesn't work and one that works, but it's a TI 83, and they wanted him to have a TI
Hmm.
84, and they had
Hmm.
exactly what he wanted, and he got all excited. I was like, here, this is for you. He's like, oh, what is it? And he starts opening the box like an ape. I was like, wait a minute,
Uh-huh.
let's get some scissors. I can reuse that box. And he's like, oh, my calculator. I'm like, oh, such a math nerd.
That's so funny. I don't know. It's one of the higher
Oh
grades
yeah.
of the TI
Uh-huh. Let
80
them go
whatever
because they're
calculators.
super expensive new.
Yes, and it still has the
They're like
box, and it has like the little cord in it and all that.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
that'll be. I
that's
think it has
cool.
the cord. I know it has the box, but found all that. As far as sales, nothing amazing. It's starting to slow down.
Yeah.
I'm not like on a roll like
I
I
think it's
was,
just
but I'm
because
still
it's the
selling
holiday
stuff.
weekend and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although for me,
Um.
it ramped up. You know why it ramped up too? I have a theory. It's the beginning of the
Hmm.
month, and eBay wants their store fees, and they get
Yes.
extra if I sell something. So, but yeah,
But
but
I
it
thought
is the
this would
holiday
tie
week.
in. Yeah, that's the only other thing I could think of. It's just
Hmm.
I'm selling things but not high dollar stuff.
Right. Hmm.
Um so like as I said, like I have family here visiting. I've been really busy. Um but then today I'm like, shoot, I need to ship some things out today. So I set up a pickup last night and I'm watching my cameras to make sure they pick up because last week I set up a pickup and it must have been a substitute
Yeah.
because they just put that they couldn't find the packages and they left like my bin of packages just on the back porch and it had rained. Luckily, I put a
Yeah.
lid on it because I was
Oh
gone from home.
man.
So I was like,
Yeah.
but they didn't
Hmm.
pick up. So my husband, thankfully, on Saturday, the post office here is open till noon. He took them over there and got them sent out because I had a
Uh-huh.
pair of 4th of July Miss Me jean shorts in there, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to send them out that hopefully they'd maybe get them in time for the 4th. Now that I think about it,
Right.
probably not. But,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
they should have ordered earlier.
yeah. And speaking of Miss Me's, I sold a bunch of my Miss Me's, but not on eBay. My one cousin, she
Oh.
remembered seeing Miss Me's at the Goodwill here
Hmm.
for $15. That's how much they sell them for here.
Yeah.
And she regretted not buying any last time. And I told her, I'm like, I have a bunch in my trailer. So I took her out there. We didn't know what
Hmm.
size she was. So we grabbed like, a few sizes. I brought them in.
Yeah.
She tried them all on and she wants all of them. And she's like, how about $20 a piece? I'm like, no, because she's like, how much are you selling them for on eBay? I'm like, I have a price at like 20 to $30 a piece. It depends on like
Hmm.
the design and the size.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, no. I was like $10 a piece. Like, let's call it good. So she bought 6 pairs from me,
Oh
and
wow.
she's really happy. They're really cute. Like,
That's
I'm glad she
awesome.
liked them because I'm
Yeah.
like, I was already getting a bunch of messages about the jeans. Like, oh yeah, it says size 30, but can you actually measure the waist? And I'm like, ugh, like
Mm,
I don't want
I
to.
know. That's the
So, anyways, I got
only
rid of
thing
some of
about
those.
clothes, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. They go to a good home and
Yes. And I
you
have a
don't
bunch of
have to
people in my
worry about
family like
fees
saying
and all
like,
that stuff.
yeah, and I have a bunch of people in my family like, oh, you go to garage sales? Look for like my one cousin, she's a teacher and she has like her whole classroom is all like different seating. Like she wants like weird chairs and
Oh
like
yeah.
unique
Hmm.
chairs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Right.
So she's like, if you find any weird chairs, hit me up. My aunt's like, oh, if you find any miniatures, like anything tiny and cute, get it for me, like stuff like that. So like everyone's like, hey, look for this stuff for me,
Now
which
you
is
have a
cool.
list.
Yes. I always thought that'd be a cool business idea. Like if there's somebody that is looking for something specific that
Hmm.
they tell you and you find it at a sale and then you sell it to them. But I'm like,
I
it's the
think
logistics of it. It'd be kind of weird. 'Cause like, what if there's different colors or
right.
different versions
I
or whatever?
there are like I think in the like in the YouTube vintage world that people do
Mm-hmm.
that. Like they'll like if you ever find, because they know that people and certain, like you find stuff that I don't see here at all, vice versa
Mm-hmm.
probably. So I know I'm pretty sure there's people that are like, I'm looking for a blue Viking swung vase that's like this size if you find it, So like, people put that on their radar and if they, find it, they let them know. I mean, cuz
Mm-hmm.
like especially if it's something that will sell anyway, if it's not exactly what they wanted, they could probably still sell it, but I think they do that. Um it's hard. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get super specifics from people, you got general. Like and I get like
Mm-hmm.
that's like the new thing for like kids, especially in like I couldn't do that so much. I let kids stand or sit on the countertop or whatever in teaching. Um but I couldn't do that so much in science as you can in like some other, like maybe an English class or elementary
Mm-hmm.
school where they can kind of get comfy and do what they do wherever, they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
sit at a desk. So that's like the new thing is preferred seating or whatever. So I get that,
Yes.
like bean bags and weird chairs and stuff like that. That's cool. That's a good
Exactly.
idea for her to ask you too, because you're
Yeah.
out and about.
I haven't even like I don't bother to look, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe
But
you'll
it's kind of
find
getting to the
the dog couch like Andy Someta posted on. Did you see that?
what did he
The human.
post?
He posted a picture. It was like free in
Oh
his
yeah,
city.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the
It's like a
human
dog
dog.
bed, or it looks like
Yeah, look,
yeah,
it kind of looks like a dog bed, but it's like
it looks
um.
comfy. Yeah, I saw
He's like,
that.
if I had a truck, I'd go get it. That looks like an
But that
expensive couch that somebody was giving away for free.
yes, must be something wrong with it. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird to give something super nice like that away.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd tie into like the since like I've been busy, so what I do in the cases like this, say I have family visiting for a couple weeks, and yeah, I'm still home, but I'm not usually home. Like I'm spending a lot of my time out with
Right.
them.
Yeah.
So my process was a couple weeks ago, I started making drafts. So I listed a bunch of salt and
Hmm.
pepper shakers. There's something super small and easy. I did
Yeah.
a bunch of drafts. So my goal is when family's here or whatever, at least one thing a day, keep the algorithm going. If I have extra time, sit at home and list a couple, bigger things, but I have like a bunch
Right.
of drafts. Packing. I still pack things out and ship things out on time. Like today, I did everything that had to ship out today, plus some for Wednesday, because Wednesday's going to be really crazy with orders because there are a lot,
Hmm.
like the way it timed it with the holiday, a lot of stuff needs to
Right.
go out on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
started doing that. As far as sourcing, like I said, like I take my family with me, so we go out to all kinds of sales or Goodwill or wherever they want to go. I'm like, hey, like where do you want to go while you're here? So we'll do that.
Hmm.
And I still sourced a little bit. I didn't source as much as I usually do, but I probably filled up my trunk like within like throughout the whole weekend, like a trunk's
Yeah.
worth of stuff.
That's cool.
It's slowing down
I
quite a bit,
didn't.
I think, because of the
Yeah.
holidays. So
Yeah.
I can't
I didn't
complain
go
because
out
I'm
at
like I
all.
need a
There
little
was
bit of a break.
I didn't go out at all. There was like one on Saturday, and honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I needed some rest. And it wasn't far away. Like I could have got up and I just couldn't get myself to go. And they're kind of I think they resell and then they do a couple garage sales in the summer because they had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff like pops and stuff like that, but it was my guess is it was stuff that doesn't sell for high dollar amounts on eBay, and it's the stuff they want to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't think I'm missing anything. I did go the end of last week because I had to take my sister somewhere. I dropped her off at work, and it's near the Goodwill, and I got a few things there, but
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't source this weekend. I've got enough stuff. I have so much stuff. And hopefully I'll get some stuff listed and do the drafting like you do. So when I go on vacation, I can just pop a few things up. I leave, I'll leave my, I'll put it on vacation, but I leave it like, so people can still buy and just give them a message that I ship on Monday morning or whatever when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
I won't have a lot of sales. I didn't have a lot the last time I went away for a week, but
Yeah, like I
hopefully
said, I
it
haven't had a
doesn't
ton,
wreck
like,
what I've got going, which is a little bit better than it has been. But it is what it is.
so, been dealing with a Karen the past couple of days. I figured I'd talk about it on here because I need to vent. I was so mad.
Is it a Karen or a Richard? It's a Karen.
It's a Karen. Okay, so I sold a lot of, the little make it bake it ornaments.
Yes.
Like,
Did a
yes,
lot of
so
those in my
completed
time
ones.
back in the day. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I sold some completed ones that I picked up for free at one of the bargain byway highway sales. Like one of the stops there, she just had a bunch of free stuff, and there was a bunch of those make it bake it. So I picked them
Right.
up. So I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
those probably sell.
They do.
Listed
I've sold
them.
them.
Yes, I listed them. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, guys, because that's good.
Yep.
Anyways, I sold them on June 30th. So that was on Friday. On Saturday, July 1st, I received a message at 11:25 at night. I paid for this item. Why hasn't it shipped? 5 minutes later. Please tell me why you haven't shipped this item.
Because it's the weekend.
And I'm here I am, like, I'm on my phone. I was like chilling with my cousins or whatever, and I'm like, oh, now I get this message. I'm like, I'm anxious. I said, hello, I have 2-day handling time on this. It will ship out next week. And then I corrected myself in the next message. I said 2 business day handling. If it's a problem, we can go ahead and cancel. Just let me know. Thanks. Then they go, why haven't you sent my item? I paid immediately. I said, at times I'm not able to ship out items immediately. If this is an issue, I can cancel. Thanks. I kept reiterating that because I'm like, this is not going well. They don't respond till the next day. That's fine, but you could have just informed me that there's a delay. And then they send another message. That is fine. Just would appreciated you letting me know. Thank you. Like, they keep responding twice. It's really weird. And then I took a screenshot of, because when you sell something, it'll say buyer paid, shipped by this date.
Yeah.
So I screenshotted their order, and it says buyer paid, shipped by Monday, July 3rd, which is today. So I shipped it already today. I said, as you can see by the attached photo, eBay is giving me until Monday to ship this out. It is highly unreasonable to think that I just sit here all day waiting for an order to come in to immediately pack it up to ship out. The 2-day handling time is to allow me to get all the orders prepared within a reasonable time frame. Thanks. And then I said there is no, in quote, delay. It is still being shipped out within the allotted time frame. And then they respond with a paragraph. I have no desire to have an argument with you. But no, I wasn't unreasonable at all. In my experience, purchasing items on eBay, typically the item gets shipped within 24 hours of my paying, so I wasn't being unreasonable at all. You are, in fact, the first buyer, I think they meant to say seller, I've ever dealt with who is taking this long to ship an item, which is your prerogative, but it would have been nice for you to inform me of when I could expect the item to be shipped. And then I said, eBay tells you when the item will be delivered. I will not be responding to any further messages. Thanks. So I was like, this is just not.
I know, you're just.
And then
not
I was
productive.
sending it in the other Discord chat that some of us are in. And yeah, and Corey was like, I liked Corey's response, but I probably shouldn't say it on here. But
it was
his response.
It was a mom and pop's Grams and Pops response.
Pretty much just go pound sand it's like in honor of the here, I'll just read it, but dear sir or ma'am, in the spirit of the holiday you purchased this for, please kindly go F yourself. I won't be that mean, because
here's the thing. They put it on. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go. No, I know where you're going with that.
They put it on Friday. I mean,
and I shipped it today on Monday.
Right. And that's when it should be. I mean, even if you had, like me, 1-day shipping, you don't ship till Monday. Because
I was trying to check, like, what time of the day they purchased, because I was like, okay, maybe, it was early in the day on Friday that they bought it. I couldn't remember. It's like maybe they expected it to be shipped out before the weekend, but, family was here. I wasn't honestly home to, be doing that. But still, then so now my concern is since I talked back to them, but also that they still wanted this item and they needed it so badly, that I'm going to get a negative, and I have 100% positive feedback right now. So my first thing to do, because I considered canceling and then just like
Hmm.
taking the hit just to not deal with
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm just gonna ship it because if they leave a negative and complain about shipping time, I guess eBay
You
could
can
check
get
that
that
I did ship it in
removed. Yeah.
time.
Right.
But
I
I
don't
don't
think
know. I
that
guess we'll
that
see.
would hold. I don't think any. I'm going to say, even if I know some people sometimes have a hard time with eBay, like getting something removed, and then sometimes it's super easy. Just depends. But
Mm-hmm.
I would guess if they say like it took her too long to ship, that would get removed because you didn't. And then if they do item not as described, you can say, well, refund, right? Or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they shouldn't really leave a negative if you offer a full refund. So I don't see it happening. I
I'm
don't
just concerned. I
understand
see a
their
negative
mentality
coming.
because they ordered it. I mean, technically, if you order anything on Friday, anybody, don't expect it to be shipped out. Even Amazon, it doesn't always get shipped out like the same or the next day. Just depends, you know? And I mean, it's a totally different beast. And they have a network of warehouses, and sometimes the thing is coming, you don't know it's coming from one warehouse to the other. And like, for
Mm-hmm.
example, I have a warehouse that's like 3 miles away, so I can get a lot of stuff really quick. But sometimes it's coming from somewhere else, so it comes to that warehouse, and then when it gets to my warehouse, then they say it's shipped, like, you know what I mean? But like, if anything, if you buy something on a Friday, there is absolutely no reason you should expect it to be shipped unless you have paid for same day shipping. I mean, and nobody on eBay has that. So the only you might get lucky and somebody's shipping on a Saturday and they send it out, but like I haven't shipped on a Saturday. The only time I would ship on Saturday is like during fourth quarter, like when I had more sales and stuff will pile up, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll ship some stuff out on a Saturday. And plus, sometimes you're getting close to the holiday and you just want people to get their stuff on time, and but otherwise, I don't ship on Saturdays. Sunday I go down into the basement and I package everything up and it goes out Monday. So, she
Yeah,
can
it's not
suck
like I'm
it.
just like
And
waiting forever, but like
I
I'm
know.
looking at the feedback that she has left for other people, and it's all mainly positive. I don't see any negative, but I only went back like 3 pages.
Mhm.
Um,
I
but
don't know.
like some of
Yeah.
these, like the way what they type doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, where is it? Where did I just read that? Like this one said, problem with order, seller, SELLAR, promptly fixed. Excellent seller can be trusted.
Weirdos.
And then another one, I made a mistake and the buyer helped me fix my mistake. Excellent buyer, a plus. Or a plus, maybe that's what they meant to say. I don't know. I
Did
don't
they
know.
actually spell out plus? Is that why?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did, but
okay.
it's just like a
I was like, why
lowercase
did she
a
say
and
a
then
plus? Yeah.
spell out plus. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know.
Anyways,
People are
so
weirdos.
I guess you guys will hear about it if I get a negative about this. They have all good feedback on
it's
this account, but
it's always, unless like that's a bread and butter item. Like if I saw a whole bunch of those, I'd buy them too because you know what? People use
mm,
them for the last batch I sold last Christmas that I had some. I'm pretty sure they were like, and I put crafting in the title, so and that's probably what they used it for. That's my assumption. And people like make like stuff out of them and use them for Christmas crafts and stuff. And First of all, it's July. Is she having Christmas in July? Why she need it so fast?
I
Second of all, they're
like
low
I get
dollar
it if
items. They're
it's like
bread and butter for us,
medication,
but
but like
yeah.
yeah, it's just
Pair of shorts you wanted to wear on the 4th of July. But then it's like if I really needed if I was buying something like last minute like that and I knew like I would ask I was like is there any chance you could ship this out today or tomorrow? Cuz I need it by I would ask the buyer before I bought like if I needed something really fast or
mhm.
as fast as possible. I mean,
But they're like,
honey,
"Oh, you should have
extra
messaged
more.
if there is a delay." I'm like, "There is no delay. It's
I
going out
know.
within 2 business days." Like,
Listen, crazy lady.
that's so annoying.
Yeah.
And I also have 3 returns open right now.
Ugh.
2 of them for shoes that don't fit, which is fine. Another one
Hmm.
for a Pampered Chef cast iron thing I sent. I put it in a priority bubble mailer because it would ship
Hmm.
for like 8 something,
Yeah.
and it's heavy. And I guess it got chipped, even though I wrapped it in bubble wrap and put it in the mailer. So
Hmm.
I'm getting that back, I guess. But
Is it a pan like a
it's like a little like casserole
sheet
dish kind
pan?
of
Oh, okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but nothing major. I just noticed I have 3 open returns right now. Even though the first pair of shoes, that return's been open now for like a week and a half and they haven't returned it. So like they haven't
No,
sent it yet and I don't know if
they
they
only
will.
have a couple more days, right? They have 2 weeks, right? Once they open
Let
their
me
shirt,
see.
I think.
They open the return on June 21st. They have until July 13th to ship it back. So another 10
Damn,
days.
that seems long. Longer than I thought. I thought they only had like 2 weeks. Did they change that? Or I'm just mistaken, maybe. I don't know.
I don't
I
know,
don't know.
but I'm not super stressed about that, but dealing with that person wasn't fun because I'm like, I am like, what do I'm not like, I've never been super impatient about a package like that. My husband gets that way
Yeah.
though. He gets impatient about packages. Like he's like standing there at the door, like the day it's supposed to get there, and like checking all the time. And I'm like, it'll get here when it gets here. I'm like, ah,
I know. I think selling makes you all the more aware of the crap that can happen
mm-hmm,
that's not under anyone's control but the post office or whoever else is delivering it. So you kind of, you know, chill about that stuff.
mm-hmm,
Honestly, I mean, because we know, like, everybody sent something out that, took a vacation to somewhere else en route to its final destination. So I don't have, knock on wood, I don't have too much trouble with that. I think it's funny because I think it's like people that mail that whose mail goes to certain hubs across the country have the most problems with that. I find that knock on wood, I didn't have, like when all the Christmas delays and everything was happening, I didn't have that.
mm-hmm.
Um, the only thing I've had is somebody at the post office, one time scanned it and they scanned it as delivered to that same post office and not like instead
Like
of
en route.
scanning it in route they accidentally scanned it wrong, and the lady's like, this says delivered, I don't live there. I was like, I know, I live there. Like, I had to explain it to her like 3 times. She said, but I don't live there. I said, I live here. That's my post office. I had to be calm and just say, I said, that's my post office. I said, I am sure it was a mistake and that they scanned it. They just pressed the wrong button when scanning. I'm sure it's going to get to you. Please let me know in the, and I gave her the time frame it was supposed to be delivered. I said, please let me know if it, and I never heard from her again. So it got there, but, I know like during, all the mess of the lockdown and everything, a lot of people, and it always seemed to be people in like certain places that had like a certain postal hub that just
Mm-hmm.
messed up.
Yeah,
So
I've never had that happen. I've heard of it happening before where, yeah, they
yeah.
like have the wrong thing on their scanner, so it scans this delivered right away
Yeah,
instead of like picked up.
that was the only time. And it was during the Christmas rush, and I can't, I mean, the postal employees are human too, like, it wasn't that big a deal. But I've never had a package take a complete detour to like Alaska or something like some people have. Knock on wood.
Well, I'm trying to think of what else has been going on. Like, I've been picking up a bunch of stuff. Oh, I found a vintage Levi jean jacket at Goodwill last week. I
Oh
took my
yeah, that
cousins to
looks very
Goodwill and
cool.
I found
The
that. Yeah, I was like, I haven't been
with
finding
the corduroy
anything.
collar and stuff.
Yep,
Yeah.
actually, I have it right here. That's what
The
reminded me of it. But yeah, it does need to be a little bit cleaned, but it's nice. It's got the old
I
tag,
didn't
and I paid $5.49 for it.
I didn't have one like that, but that's totally, late
And it
80s,
smells like it's been sitting in
90s.
someone's closet
Yeah.
for forever. So we'll get that cleaned
That
up.
acid wash.
Yep.
Very,
I
very
thought it was really
vintage.
cool. And I saw the Levi
Hmm.
tag. I'm like, I feel like someone is back there doing clothing and didn't know because they could have probably put a lot more on that.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, I
cool.
haven't been finding much at Goodwill. Like my last video title, which I've been behind on releasing videos, but
Hmm.
my last title was kind of talking about how I haven't been finding much at Goodwill. Like I found that jean
Yeah,
jacket, but other than that, like
pretty
it's been
dry.
hard. Like it's
And probably
just
because everybody's having garage sales.
so no one's donating the
They're
good
selling,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah, in the wintertime they'll start donating again. I don't go. I haven't honestly. That was the first time I'd been in a while. I think I went begin like maybe a month or two ago to a different Goodwill, but I feel like I've been a lot more picky just because I don't
Hmm.
need as much inventory because I have way more than I have listed. So, I'm just like looking for certain like bigger hits, something that's like $20 or more or something. Although
Hmm.
I didn't necessarily the last time I went, I didn't necessarily stick to that, but but I try to buy something that I know will sell for sure, it's not going to sit. But I ended
Oh,
up buying a
remember
bunch of Christmas stuff.
Christmas
Go ahead.
stuff?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
they
I was
had a lot
saying,
of Christmas stuff.
remember during the episode last week, I was talking about, oh, I'm thinking about going to the sale. Looks like they have a lot of good glass stuff, and I was like,
Mhm.
hopefully it's not like another, yeah, it's definitely another reseller or like an
Yeah.
antique booth person because they
Mhm.
had so much stuff priced. But I did pick up two like little candelabras. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
But they're like this big, really intricate metal for $2 a
Mhm.
piece. That was like the cheapest thing she had there. Um, Other than that, everything was so expensive. And like, there's another reseller lady that I see. She's older, and she was just complaining the whole time. She's like, "This stuff's so expensive. I was trying to find a
Yeah.
deal and stuff like that."
Right.
And it was
And
a little
she probably
expensive.
understands like that I don't get the mentality of pricing like if you're a booth seller or eBay seller or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I don't get how you don't understand that you need to price your stuff at a garage sale a lot lower than those two places. Like I don't get
Mm-hmm.
it, you know?
She was still selling stuff, and like one lady was like trying to make deals with her, and the lady is like, "Oh well, I just opened," and then the other lady's like, "Oh, but you want to sell it, don't you?" And I was like, "Gee," I was like, "Wow." And she did, yeah. I was like, she's kind of saying what all of us want to say, but
Right. Yeah, so I don't get the mentality of it. Like if you're going to sell at a garage sale, like who's coming to get it? People looking for deals, other resellers, and you're not paying to do all the eBay work like yourself, like the pictures and the uploading and all that kind of stuff and and you're not paying the fees. And if you have a booth, you're not paying for booth, you're not using your time to presentation and paying for the booth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
mhm.
understand. You can't price that stuff the same because it's not, you know. And then you're like, somebody who's looking for glass is going to go to your booth, and they might be looking for particular pieces, and they're collectors, and they're going to pay up.
Mm-hmm.
But 99% of the garage
Garage
sale
sales.
people are
It's
not.
just not the
I mean,
place to really do
they
that.
might be, they might be smart and just go to garage sales, and they're collectors too, and they look for stuff when they find it, but most people aren't. So I don't get how people justify that or anything. There's a I think I probably talked about it before. My mom and I stopped in there. There's a building not far. It's like down the street. It's not far. And this lady does like, she calls it a thrift store. And she has stuff like, I don't know what she does. I don't know how she sources. If she does like, I don't know. I don't know how she sources, but she's got all different kinds of stuff in there. And she puts the eBay stickers on everything, or she prints out the eBay stuff. Now, she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't charge you the eBay prices, but she still has it way too high to be called a thrift store. Like, she might, if something sold for 100 on eBay, she'd 75. Like, no, you're supposed to be a thrift store. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's your own, you have a building for your own garage sale, is how I feel. Like, I don't know if, like, somebody, if she owns the building and she's using these couple rooms, I don't know. But she's only open, like, on the weekend, and I have not seen anybody buy anything in there. And I've only gone in a couple times, and I'm just like, my mom's like, "Oh, look at this." I'm like, "Mom, this stuff is way priced too high for resale." I said she's trying to get, better than. I mean, even the prices she doesn't necessarily. I should say that she didn't put the sold prices on either. She's putting the
Mm-hmm.
for sale prices on, because some of this stuff, I don't even know if it had a sold in the last 90 days kind of thing. But anyway, it's just stupid. I don't understand the mentality. Like, if I'm going to have a garage sale, it's going everything for $1. Like, you know what
Yep.
I
That's why, like, when I did the animal shelter
Uh-huh.
one, like,
Yeah.
I priced stuff pretty low, like shoes. I didn't want to go at
Yeah.
5, but a lot of them went for like $5. Even
Right.
though it's like, oh, these are a $20 pair of shoes. But I'm like, yeah, but they've been sitting for like a year.
Right. So,
We're slowly getting through them though. I'm selling
uh-huh.
more shoes than I'm listing for the most part. So
Yeah. But that's how I feel. If it's been sitting and you get $5 for it, I don't, sometimes it's better
it's better
than,
to reinvest that in something else.
yeah.
Take that
Exactly.
$5, buy a $3 Nintendo DS, and sell it for 175.
Yeah, I know. Knock on wood. And I didn't have a cord for it, or I mean, I had a cord from ones we have at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I charged it up. I showed it on and everything. I didn't have a cord. It had a 4 gigabyte card in it, and it had the original stylus. I was like, I'm just gonna price it high. Like I said, because all the other ones were modded, this one wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was some little kids. It had a couple wear spots from the pink paint on it, and that was it. But hey, I'll do that all day long. And even at $3, you could have sold it for parts. Some people, I've seen them sold for, you know, a few bucks for
I remember there
people
was one
who
time I
do that kind of
bought
stuff.
two different Galaxy Edition, like the Nintendo 3DS XL. Like I bought one off
Hmm.
Facebook and one off, it was locally at a sale or something, but I had two at the same time and I sold both of those
Yeah.
for quite a bit of money.
Hmm.
But they both had a lot of games, so I just split the games between the two.
Yeah, I didn't
I
have
remember
any
selling one because
games.
they were like, "Oh, it's for my daughter. It's like she's special needs. I want this for her." Blah blah blah, and they like worked out something with me. The other one I can't remember what, but I remember I had conversed with the first lady a bunch to sell the one lot.
Yeah.
Even
I
she was like a
actually
little
have a couple
princess, little.
3DS games that are like, well, I don't know what they're worth now, but
Mm-hmm.
they were worth quite a bit. But my son was like, no, because he's still Rhythm. Is it Rhythm Nation or something?
Rhythm Haven.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. And he's like, no, I still play it. I'm like, well, tell me when you're done because I want to sell it.
Actually, I have that game, the one that was on the original Nintendo DS, because it was my
Yeah, that's
sister's,
what it.
and
Mhm,
I remember watching her play it, and I'm like, I
mhm.
that's such a fun little game.
It was fun.
So we'd
I
have to
played
share
it,
it.
and then he
Hmm.
played it, and he still plays it. I think just because it's kind of, it's not it's not heavy on anything. It's kind of like a stress reliever game almost,
Yeah,
because you're
it's
just
kind of
like
satisfying
tapping and
too.
going to the beat. Yeah, exactly. But we have so many. I actually pulled up. They're not worth much, but we have like a whole because we don't have a 5, but we have PlayStation 2 that I should probably sell because I was using it for just as a DVD player for a long time
Hmm.
and I don't anymore. So I'll probably I'm gonna sell that. We have a 3 and a 4 downstairs that they still play games on. Well, my husband does anyway. So I got all the
Hmm.
2 games and I brought them up here none of them go for anything major, but at least they'll be easy to list and I can that's something I was thinking like we were talking about getting drafts ready for when you're busy or
Hmm.
vacation or whatever and that was my plan was with those because I have so much else to do this week. Um that I've been trying to find stuff that's easy to list. I have so much big stuff that I can list, and hopefully that'll
Hmm.
like and stuff to get. Fourth quarter's coming. Like I said, I just bought a bunch of Christmas stuff, and I have so much other Christmas stuff that I haven't listed yet.
It's the perfect time to start,
Yeah. So
keeping that
when
stocked
I
up.
get when I get back, and I've sold I sold something Christmassy the other day. Like I forget what it was. A stocking. I sold a Christmas stocking like a week or two ago. But
Hmm.
I just haven't got around to them because like I have a lot of houses, like the 50 Department 56. I have a bunch of houses
Oh,
that
okay.
I've
Hmm.
got over the weeks. And then when I was
I
at
almost bought a lot of those at a garage sale for like $20. I'm like, I just don't want to deal with them
yeah, it
to ship
depends
them.
on
Like
what
they didn't
they.
have the original packing or
Oh,
anything.
see, I have all the original packing for them, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Hmm.
And they were like, I got actually most of those houses I got at this little thrift store near me, and they had them priced super low because where was oh I was at the I think there was some at the Goodwill the last time I went, and they were
Mm.
like $10 each, and they were you have to buy the one like the Dickens houses, the actual Dickens Lane houses or whatever, don't sell for that much. It's funny because I actually have a whole bunch of them because when we were little, we had them. My mom had
Hmm.
them, and we'd put them out, and so like she gave them most of them to me. She gave some to my sister. So I have them, and sometimes I put them out at Christmas. Sometimes I don't. They're kind of a little more sentimental to me, but they're not. They don't sell for as much as some of the other lines of Department 56, and I have the ones I have are a different line, but they were like only like $5 a piece, and I think like probably closer to Christmas 30 to 40 for them. And I sold one. I did have one listed that I sold maybe last month that was it's Christmas in the City is the line. And I sold it for like 70, $80 or something. And I got it for like 5. But yeah, but it's time to start if you have like I said, I would sell it all year long. You might not get top price for it if you don't want or you just list it and put the top price on it cuz it'll start selling soon. But anyway, I bought like all the Christmas stuff. A lot of the Christmas stuff I bought was big. Like I bought some big animatronic Santa thing that didn't have any solds, but I think it'll sell at Christmas time. Hopefully it works. It looks like it
Hmm.
wasn't used. And some other, it is Avon, but it's like a house and it's fiber optic and has trees. And it looks like the one that's complete sells for like $50. So I did get that, but yeah, they
That's
had
exciting.
the Department 56 houses there, but they had them priced for too much for resale. Those particular houses, but
Hmm.
yeah. So I have a lot of big stuff, but I don't have time, and that's another thing. It's like
I have a little
You know, if
stockpile of blow molds in my
yeah.
garage to list
Mhm.
that I've been
Oh,
avoiding,
yeah. Well, see, those will
but I
go.
need to
You
do
got to do
it.
that soon. See, I got to do my house. You got to do your blow molds soon. Get them
Mm-hmm.
up.
There
I
was even two more at this one sale. I picked up one. It was like a little stack of pumpkins for $5. I'm like,
mhm.
okay, it's a smaller one. That one's
Right.
okay. But then there were two other ones, like a huge pumpkin, like probably 3 feet across,
Oh, wow.
for
Yeah.
$5, and also a big ghost one. I'm like, I just don't want to ship them. I don't have the space. I don't have the box. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave those and grab just the one. It was hard, but I'm like, it was hard, but I did it. I just grabbed the one smaller one, and I'm like, let's just leave the other two for someone else.
I'd have probably
Couldn't do
got
it.
them and used them. I'd put them out
That's an
and
idea
then
too.
maybe
Yeah.
some after. The yeah, but is now's the time. But I when you're busy, going back to that topic, when you're busy, like which I have been lately and I can't like if I go down like the other day I went downstairs and I took pictures of some larger things cuz that I have a big box photo box in my basement and I could do bigger things. But like I'm so busy and I have so many other things that I have to get done and I just quick pictures of small things so that I at least get something listed, you know,
Mm.
and save the bigger thing because if I go downstairs I'll only get like one or two things listed like the rest of this week because I have to stop and I have to do a like pick people up and cart people here and there and but if I take a bunch of little pictures, you know, I can get a whole bunch of pictures done at once and then I can list as I go
Mm.
because so if you're busy and you're not getting anything done that's that's what I do and that's like a suggestion is like go take a bunch of easy pictures of easy to list things and then you can list them as you go or you
Maybe
know
I'll do that
I
today
spend
because
a
I'm like, I want to
yeah
list a little today, and I think maybe I should just.
hmm
I don't do the listing where I like take pictures and then make the listing. I'd make the listing, then
yeah
I take the
you do
pictures,
it
and the next
okay yeah
listing, next. Yeah, but I need to
yeah
like stockpile pictures too, and also do that. So if I'm just
yeah
sitting there like chatting with family, I can just
right
sit there and list. Like,
and like I said
I should do that.
I've been you know I'm spending a lot of time in doctors waiting rooms not for myself for other people but like I can
Mm-hmm.
break out like last week I my sister gets her treatments like 4 hours I sit there and I got a whole bunch of stuff listed like a whole bunch I had taken all those pictures I got it all listed really quick um
Mm-hmm.
but uh that was some of the stuff that I took that was larger but like when you have a stockpile of pictures if you're running around and you're doing stuff my problem is I run out of pictures and then I don't have anything to list and I have time. But I try not to. I try to always have a couple things on my phone that I can go and I can list real quick when I have time
Mm-hmm.
so that I try and get something every day. You know. That's my that's what I try and do. We're all just trying. I don't always get it doesn't always happen, but you know. That is a trick that, you know, that I use for busy times.
Well, I don't have much more to talk about,
No, I'm
to be
good.
honest with you.
Go get ready
Well,
for the
you guys
rest
have a
of your
great.
holiday.
Yes. I think I need a nap.
Yeah.
And I said I was gonna make some potatoes to take over to eat with the ribs, but I need to get on that too. So, well, you guys have a great holiday.
Yeah.
Hope
Well,
you
by the
enjoy
time you
it.
see this, you will have had your holiday.
Oh,
Hopefully it will be
yes,
good. Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, hope it's a nice one.
All
And I hope you
right.
make some sales. Maybe there'll be people
Yes.
home shopping. It's you know what too? Let me say this before we go. Next
Mm,
next week, the 11th and the 12th is Amazon Prime Day. Okay?
mm-hmm.
So, people might get on and just be shopping everywhere. I don't know how much it
You
spills
never
over,
know.
but hey, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay?
People
Put your
might
sale
price
prices
compare.
on, send out your offers. It's the 11th and the 12th. What days are those? Like Monday and Tuesday or something?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
just a
actually
thought to
Tuesday,
keep in
Wednesday.
mind. Tuesday, Wednesday. So this will
Mm-hmm.
this will go Friday. So just remember that Tuesday and Wednesday, Amazon Prime Day. So hopefully people will be shopping everywhere and not just Amazon.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right, y'all.
All right.
We will see you next
See ya.
week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.